You trust your coffee. You drink it before your brain is even fully awake. Scoop, brew, swallow, no questions asked. But what if some of the most popular coffee brands on American shelves are hiding problems you'd never notice? Americans drink over 1,000 cups a year, and at that scale, the corners being cut start to matter a lot. Today, we're putting 12 popular coffee brands under the microscope and revealing 3 cleaner alternatives that are actually worth it. Let's get into it. Number 12, Tim Hortons. For millions of people, Tim Hortons is a daily ritual wrapped in red and white nostalgia. It's the coffee that feels like home. But what's happening behind the counter in some locations is enough to make you lose your appetite entirely. In early 2026, a Tim Hortons branch in Birmingham, England, failed a hygiene inspection in spectacular fashion. Inspectors discovered dead cockroaches and mouse droppings inside the facility, resulting in a score of just 1 out of 5. That wasn't an isolated incident. In March 2025, an Ontario woman reported finding a cockroach in her iced coffee, a discovery that understandably went viral and sparked widespread disgust. Around the same time, a Hamilton man claimed staff served him coffee in a stained, previously used cup that had simply been rinsed out after a mix-up. Beyond the hygiene nightmares, there's the simple issue of the cup itself. Dozens of customers across Ontario have come forward with photos of defective cups that literally collapse or split open minutes after the coffee is poured, soaking desks, laps, and car interiors. One customer summed it up bluntly: Tim Hortons cups are thinner than public bathroom toilet paper and almost always leak. For a brand built on daily comfort, the safety and structural integrity of the experience is crumbling. Now, a dirty cup is one thing, but what happens when the coffee inside isn't even what you ordered? That brings us to a problem that could actually land you in the hospital. Number 11, McCafé. When you buy decaf coffee, you're making a deliberate choice. Maybe it's for your heart, maybe it's for your sleep, maybe it's because your doctor told you to cut back on caffeine. Whatever the reason, you're trusting the label to be accurate. In late 2025, that trust was broken for thousands of McCafé customers. Keurig Dr. Pepper initiated a recall of approximately 80,000 McCafé Premium Roast Decaf Coffee K-Cup pods. The reason? The pods labeled decaf actually contained regular caffeinated coffee. The FDA classified this as a Class 2 recall, meaning the product could cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences, a serious concern for the estimated 120 million Americans with heart conditions or caffeine sensitivities. The affected boxes, totaling 960 cases of 84 pods each, had a best buy date of November 17, 2026. The company acknowledged the error, but for anyone who unknowingly consumed full caffeine coffee while managing a medical condition, the damage was already done. When a decaf label fails at being decaf, the entire purpose of buying it collapses, and that's far harder to overlook than a mediocre taste. Speaking of labels that don't match reality, the next brand built its entire identity on a flag and a feeling. And now, that identity is being challenged in federal court. Number 10, Black Rifle Coffee. Black Rifle Coffee Company built its entire brand on patriotic imagery. American flags, military themes, slogans that scream "Made in the USA." It's a powerful marketing strategy that resonates deeply with a loyal customer base. But in November 2025, a federal class action lawsuit alleged that this America First branding was misleading customers about where the coffee actually comes from. According to the complaint, Black Rifle sources and processes its coffee beans entirely outside the United States, despite prominently displaying America's coffee on packaging and wrapping products in American flag designs. The lawsuit further claims the company labeled products manufactured in the USA 100%. Even though the beans themselves were grown abroad. California law specifically prohibits advertising a product as "made in USA" if it has been substantially made, manufactured, or produced outside the United States. This isn't just a technicality about labeling, it goes to the heart of what the brand promises. Customers pay a premium because they believe they're supporting something homegrown. Whether the coffee tastes good or not almost becomes secondary when the foundational promise of the brand is called into question in federal court. From misleading marketing, we drop down to something far more dangerous. The next coffee doesn't just taste bad, it could literally send you to the emergency room. Number 9, Dollar General's Clover Valley. Some coffee just tastes bad. Other coffee makes you wonder if your next sip will send you to the hospital. In August 2025, Dollar General's private label Clover Valley shifted from a budget staple to a major safety hazard. The company issued a nationwide recall for its 8-ounce instant coffee jars after discovering a terrifying defect. This wasn't a minor flavor issue or a simple labeling error. Specific lots were found to contain actual glass fragments. The recall affected products distributed across 48 states, everywhere except Alaska and Hawaii, with best buy dates in December 2026. The FDA warned that consuming this product could cause serious internal injuries or mouth trauma. Fortunately, no injuries were reported, but the potential for harm was undeniable. Such a recall highlights the thin margins and extreme speeds of low-cost industrial production. In these environments, coffee is brewed, concentrated, and spray-dried at a pace that sometimes outruns quality control. The result is often a flat, harsh-tasting cup that relies on additives to become palatable. When value pricing comes with a side of potential glass shards, that morning caffeine fix becomes a genuine gamble with your health. Glass in your cup is a worst-case scenario, but the next brand on this list represents a different kind of loss. It's the slow, sad decline of a legend that used to be the best. Number 8. Peet's Coffee. For decades, Peet's was the gold standard for coffee lovers on the West Coast. It was the place you went when you wanted something better than the burnt offerings at the big chains. But something has changed in recent years, and loyal customers are noticing. Longtime fans report that the depth of flavor and aroma they once loved has declined noticeably, with some batches arriving at stores tasting stale right out of the package. The timing of this quality shift coincides with a significant corporate change. After being acquired by Keurig Dr. Pepper, longtime drinkers noticed a pattern. Cost-cutting measures seem to be affecting both the bean supply and the roasting process. One reviewer put it bluntly, "Last several batches have been undrinkable." Seems like cost-cutting after being purchased by Keurig Dr. Pepper is resulting in poor supply and bad roasting. The complaints extend beyond the bag. In early 2025, a Peet's location in China faced food safety scrutiny after a customer received a coffee in a cup visibly stained with what appeared to be the previous customer's lipstick. Across review platforms, the brand now holds a low satisfaction rating among coffee enthusiasts. The coffee that once defined premium is now described by some longtime fans as sour, with an unpleasant, acidic aftertaste. The king of the West Coast appears to have lost its crown. Peet's fell from grace slowly, but our next coffee had a more sudden and specific failure, one that most pod users never even think to worry about. Number 7. New Mexico Piñon Coffee. There's something special about buying coffee that feels local, handcrafted, and pure. New Mexico Piñon Coffee leans hard into that Southwest heritage. Piñon nuts, dessert imagery, small batch charm. It feels artisanal before you even open the box. But in mid-2025, certain single-serve Piñon coffee pods were recalled due to a manufacturing issue that few consumers ever consider. The FDA flagged the issue in June 2025, citing a production glitch that could allow ink from the pod's inner seal printing to leak into your brew. When you brew pod coffee, near boiling water is forced through the lid and grounds under pressure. If the lid's inner layer isn't produced correctly, anything on that surface, including printing ink, can come into contact with the brew path. The recall was classified as Class 3, meaning the health risk was considered low. But the incident exposed a weak point many pod users never think about. Single-serve pods rely on multiple layers: plastic housing, aluminum lids, adhesives, and ink printing. When all of that is subjected to heat and pressure, manufacturing precision becomes critical. One defect can shift the entire safety equation. New Mexico Piñon still has loyal fans for its unique flavor, but this recall should remind you that small brand charm doesn't automatically equal flawless quality control. That was a small brand with a specific problem. Now, let's zoom out to a giant. A red tub that's been in American kitchens for generations, currently tangled up in court over what it actually delivers. Number 6. Folgers. That red plastic tub has probably lived in your kitchen at some point. Maybe it still does. It's familiar, affordable, and easy to scoop when you're half awake. Folgers is the coffee of childhood memories and bleary-eyed mornings. But recently, the brand has found itself tangled in legal battles that raise questions about what's actually being promised on that label. In late 2025, a federal class action lawsuit moved forward, alleging that Folgers misrepresented how many cups of coffee a consumer can brew from a single container. The plaintiff claimed that the cup measurements on Folgers packaging didn't match the actual yield most consumers get, effectively overstating the value inside the tub. While the case has seen procedural back and forth in the courts, it highlights a pattern of consumer frustration with the brand's transparency. Beyond the courtroom drama, the coffee itself continues to draw complaints. Many drinkers describe the flavor as bitter, metallic, or stale, a harsh profile that often comes from heavily roasted, lower-grade beans used to keep production costs low. It also explains why so many people feel the need to load it with cream and sugar just to smooth it out. The red tub was familiar, but the cracks are showing. Folgers has a legal hangover. The next brand just has a hangover in your mouth. It's the pod that lost its punch. Number 5. Green Mountain Coffee. Green Mountain Coffee roasters became a household name by riding the Keurig wave to ubiquity. For years, it was the default pod in office break rooms and kitchen counters across America. But as the brand has scaled to meet massive demand, quality control appears to have taken a backseat to volume. A significant portion of consumer complaints logged with the Better Business Bureau relates to product quality issues, specifically stale products and defective lids or seals that cause spillage during brewing. Reviewers consistently describe the coffee as watery or lacking strong flavor, with some noting that even the medium roast blends fail to deliver a satisfying morning cup. One customer summed up the disappointment, "I thought Green Mountain Coffee was one of the better coffees. Maybe it's too old, even though the expiration date suggests otherwise." The issue with pods is fundamental. Coffee is pre-ground long before it reaches your kitchen, and once beans are ground, oxidation begins almost immediately. Aromatic oils fade, flavor compounds break down, and what should taste vibrant ends up tasting flat or thin. By the time hot water runs through the pod, much of the character that defines quality coffee is already gone. Green Mountain isn't dangerous, but it's increasingly disappointing. Disappointing is one thing, but the next coffee on this list is a cult favorite that comes with a side effect many fans don't connect to their morning brew until it's too late. Number 4. Café Bustelo. I already know why you love Café Bustelo. It's cheap, strong, and wakes you up fast. One scoop hits harder than most supermarket coffees, but what that strength comes with is what most people never stop to question. Let's talk about the acidity first. Bustelo's dark roast and espresso-style grind create a sharp, aggressive profile. If you deal with acid reflux, stomach irritation, or bladder sensitivity, this coffee can feel rough on your system. Some mornings it energizes you. Other mornings, it just leaves your gut uneasy. On the flip side, some reviewers specifically praise Bustelo for not irritating their stomach, suggesting that individual sensitivity plays a major role. The extremely fine grind also causes practical problems. Multiple users report that the espresso-style grind interacts poorly with standard drip coffee makers, resulting in overflow, messy counters, and cups full of gritty sediment. The taste itself divides drinkers. Some call it bold and authentic, while others find it crosses the line into harsh and bitter. And once you open that vacuum-sealed brick, there's no real seal to protect freshness. Air gets in fast, aroma fades, and flavor drops quicker than expected. Bustelo wakes you up, no doubt, but daily use reveals trade-offs most people don't notice at first sip. Bustelo brings the burn. The next brand brings the bill, a big premium-priced bill, and according to blind taste tests, it doesn't even taste good. Number 3. Illy. Illy positions itself as the premium Italian choice. Sleek silver cans, elegant branding, and price tags that suggest you're buying something special. But when independent testers put Illy up against other brands in blind taste tests, the results were humbling. In a 2025 taste test conducted by a major news outlet, Illy's Classico blend came in dead last, despite being the most expensive option on the table. Testers rated it poorly for overall flavor, noting it lacked the complexity and finish of cheaper competitors. The irony is hard to miss. You're paying a premium for a product that professional tasters ranked below supermarket own brand alternatives. The issues extend beyond the cup. On consumer review platforms, Illy North America holds a remarkably low trust score, with numerous complaints about customer service and delivery problems. Customers report orders sent to wrong addresses, unresponsive support teams, and months-long resolution processes. For a brand that charges luxury prices, the experience of actually getting your coffee shouldn't feel like a battle. Paying more should mean getting more, not finishing last. Illy charges top dollar for a bottom-tier finish. Our next coffee has a different problem. It trades on Southern charm, but serves up a cup that's weak and forgettable. Number 2. Community Coffee. Community Coffee has deep roots in the American South. It's the brand your grandmother might have served, the familiar red bag that promises a taste of home. But recent reviews suggest the quality isn't matching the nostalgia. Across multiple retail platforms, customers describe the coffee as bland, weak, and tasteless. One reviewer noted that even using the strong brewing option on their machine produced a liquid only slightly resembling coffee. Another complained that their dark roast didn't taste like dark roast at all, just generic coffee with some gross flavorings. Freshness is another recurring issue. Multiple customers report receiving bags of coffee that were nearly expired upon arrival, in some cases with just 3 weeks left before the best buy date. On Trustpilot, the brand holds a below-average rating, with some reviewers giving it as low as 1.5 stars and a cupping score that would make any roaster cringe. For a brand that trades on community and tradition, the daily drinking experience is leaving many loyal customers searching for something better. Community left us wanting more, but we've saved the most disappointing for last. This is the brand that used to be good, and then quietly stopped. Number 1. Ubon. Ubon has been around for decades, and for a long time, it was a respectable choice in the grocery aisle. But something changed. Longtime drinkers noticed the shift, and they're not shy about saying so. It used to be good, but they don't use 100% Colombian beans anymore, one reviewer noted. The complaints are consistent across platforms. The coffee is described as lacking deep, robust flavor and falling far short of its marketing promises. One reviewer put it bluntly, despite their claims of offering the best of the best, the quality and selection of their coffee are lacking. It's obvious that Ubon is all hype and no substance. Even the gourmet selections taste indistinguishable from the basic grocery store offerings. When a brand builds its reputation on quality and then quietly downgrades its beans, the deception stings. Consumers are paying for a name that no longer matches what's inside the can. The flavor disappoints, the body feels thin, and the aftertaste lingers in ways that make you reach for water just to clear your mouth. For a coffee that once meant something, Ubon now stands as a cautionary tale of a brand resting on its laurels while the quality quietly erodes. That's the Dirty Dozen. 12 brands with problems ranging from glass shards to legal battles to just plain bad taste. But you're not here just to hear what to avoid. You're here for a solution. So let's cleanse the palate and talk about the coffees worth pouring every single morning. Safe alternative number 3, Life Boost Coffee. Some coffees wake you up. Others make you feel better about what you're putting into your body. Life Boost sits firmly in the second category. It wasn't built as a mass-market caffeine hit. It was founded with a health-first approach that shows up in how the beans are sourced, grown, and processed. Every batch comes from single-origin Arabica beans grown in the mountains of Nicaragua. The altitude, soil, and slower maturation help build deeper flavor and nutrient density. The beans are shade-grown and hand-picked, not machine-stripped. That matters because shade cultivation protects bean integrity and supports biodiversity around the farms. Health transparency is where Life Boost stands out most. The coffee is USDA certified organic, non-GMO, and third-party tested for over 400 toxins, including pesticides, mycotoxins, and heavy metals. That level of screening is rare in everyday grocery coffee. It's also naturally low acid, which makes it far easier on the stomach. If you experience reflux, irritation, or jitters with conventional coffee, this is a legitimate upgrade. Yes, it sits at a premium price point, but the sourcing ethics, toxin testing, and clean flavor profile justify the cost. That's the health-first option. But what if you want bold flavor and clean ethics in the same bag? That's where our next pick comes in. Safe alternative number 2, Kicking Horse Coffee. If you want bold coffee with clean ethics, Kicking Horse delivers both in every cup. This brand isn't some new corporate invention. It started back in 1996 in the heart of the Canadian Rockies. That rugged mountain air shaped their whole approach: slower roasting, tighter control, and genuine care in every single batch. Every bag they sell uses 100% Arabica beans that are both certified organic and fair trade. That means zero synthetic pesticides on farms and growers who are paid a fair, verified wage. These aren't empty marketing buzzwords. They require real outside audits to stay on the bag. And the flavor is where things get truly fun. Their kick-ass blend is dark, smoky, and built for people who want a serious punch. If you want something smoother for daily drinking, Three Sisters is perfectly balanced. Even their cliffhanger espresso stays rich and creamy without ever tipping into that nasty burnt bitterness. By roasting in smaller batches, they protect the natural oils that industrial roasters usually destroy. It's the perfect choice when you're done gambling with your morning cup. Kicking Horse balances power with principle, but our final coffee takes the health conversation to an even deeper level. If you're looking for the absolute cleanest cup possible, this is the one. Safe alternative. Number 1, Purity Coffee. Stop gambling with your health and start drinking coffee that actually loves you back. If a nutritionist designed a meal plan for your caffeine habit, Purity Coffee would be the result. This brand operates on a rare philosophy. Your morning cup should deliver real benefits, not hidden toxins. Every single batch undergoes rigorous third-party lab testing for mold, mycotoxins, pesticides, and heavy metals. The company spends over $10,000 testing each batch before and after roasting to ensure nothing slips through. That level of screening is far beyond what standard grocery store brands offer. Purity sources only specialty-grade Arabica from the top 1% of global crops. These beans are USDA certified organic and Smithsonian bird friendly, meaning the farms protect nature while avoiding nasty synthetic chemicals. Their roasting science is also next level. The process is calibrated to reduce acrylamide while preserving antioxidants like chlorogenic acids. As a certified B Corporation with an impact score more than double the median for ordinary businesses, the company even invests in regenerative farming to improve soil health. The final product tastes clean, smooth, and layered. It's proof that when sourcing and testing align, coffee becomes more than a basic routine. It starts becoming restorative. The most powerful weapon against bad coffee is awareness. Read ingredients. Question low prices. Understand that if something seems too cheap to be true, it probably is. Quality coffee costs real money to produce, and anyone selling you a premium cup at a bargain price is almost certainly cutting corners somewhere you can't see. If you want more videos exposing what's really hiding in your pantry, hit subscribe and tell me in the comments which of these shocked you the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.